Just go over to timandjulieharris.com and check it out. All right, so Julie, we're going to finish out the points we were making with regards to this article that you and I have been sharing with them all week, and today is Friday.
Yes.
And so let's make this the last on this cycle.
Yeah, so get caught up if you're behind on podcasts, because this is the wrap-up of that. Okay.
Now, what were we talking about, just in case it's the first show?
We've been talking about all the different aspects of EXP, and especially EXPI stock, and all the incentives and the programs and why you should care.
Right. And we're taking this from the perspective of not somebody who's in the real estate industry, but we're just talking about stock, but a guy that's basically, essentially, I think he runs, he's like a hedge fund security guy, helping other people.
He's an investor.
Money manager, investor, right. Yeah. And it's interesting to get an outside perspective on EXP, because all of us are so inundated with information about real estate brokerages from the real estate brokerages perspective, but to get essentially the points and the counterpoints from a third party, for me, I thought it was very fascinating, especially how he laid out his argument about why he thinks EXP is an absolute home run in investment. Now, he's looking at things from an investment perspective of buying the stock EXPI. Now, Julie and I are not, stock analysts. We're certainly not experts on any of this stuff. We're just sharing this information with you because we thought it was fascinating. A lot of you will think it's fascinating. And it goes back to the previous points that we were making with regards to running a profitable business. And if you can sell real estate and figure out ways to make multiple streams of income from that same real estate transaction, you are going to create a financial future that's going to be full of abundance, opposed to having to stay on the transactional treadmill.
That's right. So we're going to wrap up by talking about, well, all of that is true, but what about the risks going forward? So again, this is from the article that this investor financial guy wrote, not specifically from us. And I think that's, interesting because he's from outside of the real estate world. So here's the risks. He writes, the real estate market could go into a recession. The number of transactions, of course, in this situation would be lower. The revenue per agent could decrease, but I doubt agent growth halts or declines. He says, think about it. As more agents learn about EXP, why on earth would you take a 50-50 split for a book of business when you could get better? And just think of all the EXP agents who have less work. Are they just going to sit around? No, they're incentivized. Revenue share and stock to start poaching other agents into the EXP umbrella.
So I think that point is good, but it's not great, to be honest with you, because first of all, there are very few agents that are in 50-50 splits anymore.
True.
That doesn't really exist. But here's the reason I think personally EXP's model will do fantastic in a recession or a slowdown. And we mentioned this 2 or 3 shows ago, because and again, he doesn't talk about this, but this is a fact. Most real estate brokerages are existing on basically a knife's edge of margin.
Even in the best of times.
Right now, right? Less than 2 or 3%.
Right.
So, and you're seeing all these brokerages, small brokerages, teams, franchises who are making literally no money. The owners of the brokerages still have to sell real estate, and oftentimes they're subsidizing the running of the business from their own transactions, and that definitely happens on teams. And if guys, you're having to do that in the best of times, to Julie's point, you're going to be really suffering when things round the bend. And so in our opinion, I think I'm speaking for you, my dear.
Sure.
In our opinion, what's going to happen is if when the real estate market starts to pivot back towards a balanced, neutral, or a buyer's market, you're definitely going to see all these real estate brokerages, which were operating virtually on no margin or no profit, they're going to be looking for an exit plan, and they're going to migrate towards EXP. Because remember, if you're with, say, for example, your Bob's Real Estate, right? And you don't want to give up your identity. Maybe your office is here in this beautiful little town that we're in Montana, and you've been there forever, and you're third generation of Bob. You're Bob the third and Bob the second, Bob, right? Okay, so you are not wanting to necessarily give up Bob's Real Estate because this is a legacy business for your family.